have to give a lot of credit to Louisiana Monroe with the way they cut on offense, the way they executed the offense. I didn't think we did a very good job in the first half of defending, but I think a lot of credit goes to those guys with the way they cut, the way they moved. They were passing the ball, then they were using their dribble, getting in the lane. So I thought they did a good job, and that's with that motion type offense, the flare screens, the cuts, the slips to the basket. It's a very efficient offense, and I thought Coach did a great job with his guys executing it. Thought Trey once again had a good night. I think 17 points and 11 assists. It's impressive, especially against somewhat of a matchup zone where it's hard to penetrate through the seams. I thought he did a good job of keeping his composure, accepting the challenge on the defensive side of the ball, and just really competing and running our team. Skylar did a really good job of running in transition, and Josh in the second half of really sprinting in transition and allowing Trey to find those guys to get easy baskets, and that was good. Thought Dwight gave us some key minutes coming off the bench, play with a level of confidence, so really getting the ball inside to him and making moves one-on-one, because they did a good job really clamping down, but he was making quick moves to the basket, and I thought that part was good. Thought we picked it up in the second half defensively, kept our composure, made the necessary switches on their cuts, on the tight curls. Then when they went small a couple of times, I thought our big guys did a solid job the last 10 minutes of the game and really switch when they had the four guards out there, because that's not an easy thing to do with that type of switching and cutting when you got 6'8" guys defending that and have to carry out those assignments on the perimeter. But I thought they did do a good job with that. Did a great job of rebounding the ball. Probably in the first half didn't finish as well as we liked, but we did a great job of rebounding. So that part was good to see our guys really attacking the glass. And I think the thing that, for me, that was probably one of the most impressive, if not the most impressive, was really one turnover in the second half. Because we spent a lot of time really taking care of the ball. And I thought in the first half we were rushing shots, really looking for individual offense. Not to say the guys were selfish, but I thought it was an individual thing. You get up 8 or 9-0, then the focus goes from, just putting the team away through our defense, and now it's like, let's get shots up. So I thought we did a good job making the necessary adjustments in the second half and not turning the ball over. Well, I'd hate to say that, because this team practiced and prepared just like we do. And I knew it wasn't going to be easy. I think at the end of the day, we were probably the better team overall, but anything could happen. You allow a team like that to get their heads up, the way they cut and the way they move, because the great thing about that type of offense, it keeps them in games because of the cutting, the movement. If they're making shots, it's tough to go against because they work that shot clock, they work it, and all of a sudden they got a wide-open three-point shot. So from a defensive standpoint, you have to be consistent, work the clock defensively for 28, 29 seconds. But I don't think we took them for granted. I mean, because a turnover is a turnover regardless to who you're playing against. I thought our focus went more toward, trying to get my offense as opposed to just executing and take what the defense gives us. I couldn't hear you. Oh, not at all. The lineup stays the same unless a guy gets injured. Just because a guy comes off the bench and have a good night doesn't mean we change anything. We stick to the script, and the guys become stars because they've earned it now. If a guy gets injured or if a guy goes 7, 8, 9 games that's really struggling, then you make adjustments. But no, you have to allow guys to play. We got to keep pounding the ball inside. I think for us, he's one-on-one, give him the ball. He scored. If he don't score, we get back on defend. I think it's just that simple, because he had great opportunities one-on-one to blocks. That's all you can really ask for, as a big guy, even a guard. If you're down at one-on-one, just have to deliver and have the confidence to do that. But we'll continue to go with him. Well, I think more than anything was the effort and the energy behind it defensively. And I think when you get up 9-0, you lose a level of focus on the defensive side of the ball. Because, for us, our gauge is always how we defend. If we're defending and rebounding at the level we need to, then the offense will fall in place. And I thought early in the game, our defense dictated what we did on the offensive side. And I thought that flip-flopped the last 14 minutes in the first half.
Coach, it seemed like second half, you really pressured their baseline a lot more offensively. that a concerted effort, or was that just running the ball?
Well, just really moving the ball. And the thing we talked about in our practice and also the shoot around is to work the baseline, and then you're able to go inside because it flattens them out defensively. You hit the wing, baseline, go inside. Now all of a sudden your post guy can go one-on-one as opposed to passing it from the wing all the time. Now they can dig in there and scrape in there, and they can see where the ball is coming from. But if you flatten it out and get to the corner, then go inside, it's tough to defend. I wouldn't necessarily say impressed because he practiced hard. And the thing I say all the time, you might not get the offensive results, but when you practice hard, good things happen for it. But he practices at a high level every day. He competes. He does a great job. And I think the thing I'm most impressed about Skylar is he's done a good job of defending without fouling. I mean, like I said, the first couple of weeks he was fouling every other second. And he's done a good job of making the adjustments, of really defending and moving his feet without fouling. He has to do a better job of getting his hands up on defense, but not at all impressed because he works like that in practice, and game time is easy. I think he did between he and Skylar, but with our offense, it's really just who brings it up more than anything because the way we run it, anybody can be at that position. Obviously, Trey's doing a good job being the point guard, but the way we run our offense, you can put different guys there in that spot. Thought he did a good job in the second half, really defending and being in tune to what we were doing. First half, I broke down on about 3 or 4 assignments. Now, obviously, I have to go back and watch film, but I know 2 of them where he broke down. His man missed a 3, and he made a 3 because he wasn't up his line on his defense assignments. But I thought in the second half he did a better job of getting the passing lanes. Well, I wouldn't necessarily say it was the plan. I mean, Dwight worked for those minutes. The effort was there in practice. The approach was there in practice. And he earned those minutes. I mean, 'cause I like to have a plan to play everybody, but unfortunately, we kind of give guys the minutes when they earn them.
Jordan only played in 17. Was that more because of how well Josh was playing, or anything
I think the guys that went in there, they were flowing, so we rolled with those guys. And I thought they did a great job of defending. They didn't look fatigued, so we went with those guys. Yeah.
17 threes for him against the underside.
Yeah.
Team was up 9, all right, let's kind of try to roll out, roll through it. What kind of seemed like there was a drop back?
Well, I think mentally that can happen, especially on the perimeter, because they were somewhat sagging. And once again, if I watch the film, I'd say different. But when you have big guys and they kind of sag and the defense is somewhat passive, then you have opportunities to shoot the ball. And I thought we shot, quite a few of them quick in the first half. And I thought we made the ones on the penetration, then the pitch. But I thought several of those shots were quick shots. I wouldn't necessarily say it's a bonus. I expect them to score. Because once again, my gauge is what I've seen from these guys this season. I can't go on what happened or didn't happen in the past. I mean, my gauge, I see Jerron scoring in practice. I want him to score in the game. So we expect him to score. If he's not scoring, he's not active, then it's probably going to be a long night for us. Yeah. No, in West's case, he's been injured, so that's why West didn't play. And Yemi is just one of those deals where they only had one big guy, and it was tough to get him out there when they went small. So we went with Dwight and Ronaldo in those situations because Dwight and Ronaldo can defend on the perimeter switching with those guards. And that'd be too tough for Yemi. Then late in the game, we were just rolling, so I didn't want to put him out there. But in West's case, the injury. Yeah. Just it's back of his leg, his thigh area. Yeah. Well, I think be a great test for us. I mean, it's very talented teams. You don't have a lot of time to rest, win or lose. You got another great opponent the next night. You have to be ready to play. And for us, it's really one game at a time. You're playing against a great Duke team, a very talented team. They can really score the ball, can shoot the ball. So I just think it's a case for us being ready to play. And the most important thing for us is do everything in our power to beat Duke. The thing that I've learned is we have some pieces. But I think now it's a matter of what our guys feel and what they've learned more than anything. because I think we're a good team, in my opinion. I think we can be a good team. But now they have to believe in themselves. And I thought this was a good test for our guys to gauge the body language and the vibe of guys. When you get down, all of a sudden another team makes a run, or you expect to beat somebody by 30 points. It doesn't happen like that, because once again, those guys practice just like we do. So now your approach has to be consistent every day. But when you practice a certain way and you practice hard, you can always tell the guys that in a game time situation, because it feels easy to them, it feels natural because they approach it like that in practice. I think more than anything, just really accepting the challenge. I mean, he's a good player. He's a transfer from K-State, so he's a legitimate basketball player. But it's just a matter of accepting the challenge and embracing that challenge more than anything. So I think most of the guys in our program are built to be offensive-minded guys. And now you have to make them understand you can always be an offensive-minded guy, but you have to defend all the time. Well, in the second half, they ran matchups, and then they took him off. You know, Trey rarely guarded Trey in the second half, and he's more or less guarding a spot shooter, so he wasn't fouling. But we tried to get at him at a couple of times, but the guy that was guarding was more of a, the guy he was defending was more of a spot shooter.
Talk about how your guys respond. Your teaching, thinking, emphasize. I know you came in here actually and talked about transition defense and a lot better last week. You talked about rebounding response. I mean, is that, are you seeing what you want to see, I guess?
I think we spent time working on the rebounding part, and we spent time on the transition side of it. But I'm not sure about the rebound. We'll find out in these next 3 games that we've improved the rebounding side of it, because you're going to get some guys that really crash the glass, and they have good guard play. So, I mean, we'll get our money's worth from that standpoint. Oh, just another ball game. It's a great opponent. We approach it the same way. We attack it, and I tell our guys all the time, the only thing changed the name on the jersey, but you got to approach it the same way. Thank you.